Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. In this video, we're going to talk about the another lead code problem, that is the bots to save people. And it is related to the binary search algorithm. So if you are quite familiar with the binary search algorithm, that you can easily perform this. But in case you haven't watched the binary search algorithm, then you can definitely watch the video. I have already made the video according for the binary search algorithm. If you haven't watched that video first, you should watch that video and come back to this and solve this lead code problem. So let's get started. So the first of all, bots to save the people. So I will gonna demonstrate you what is the problem and how we will gonna solve this. Here I have made some demonstration. So bots to save the people, this is the main title of the problem. Here what we have to do, we are giving an array. This is the original array that is being given to you, and in this array, along with that, this is the first thing that you are given, and the second thing is the limit. So these two things will be given to you, right? So the array and the limit. So what does that mean? So the array, basically this limit represents the weight that the board can carry, the maximum weight a board can carry. So this limit represents the maximum weight a board can carry, and these are the weights of the individual people, right? So there are four elements. That means that there are the weights of four people. Like the first person has a 3, the second person has 2, the third person has 2, the fourth person has 1. So these are the weights of the individual people. What do we have to do? We have to just count how many boards will need to carry these four people based on their weight, right? So and you have to just keep in mind the limit that a single board can carry. So it could be possible that if the person weighs 3, then he will be the only person that is being carried by the board, right? If the person weight is 1, then it could possible that the other person weight should be 2, so that 1 plus 2 will make 3. So that would be the maximum weight a board can carry. So these are the limits. So we have to keep in mind the limit of the board. Now the first things first, what you have to do, we have to just sort this array, right? Because if we are applying the binary search algorithm, then you are quite familiar that the binary search algorithm only applies on the sorted arrays. So first of all, we need to sort this array. Here I have sort this array in the ascending order. Now here are some of the steps that I have written here. First step, what you have to do is to initialize. What you have to do is to initialize left and right. What does that mean, left and right? So this is the array, and first of all you have to initialize the left should be the first index, and the right should be your last index of the array, right? And the second thing is the number of boards, because of course in the end we have to return the number of boards. So here I have initialized the number of boards to 0, right? So and the third thing that you have to do is to sort the array in the ascending order. So I have already sorted the array in the ascending order. So this is the first thing. First thing, left, right, number of boards, and sort the array. So this is the step 1. Now moving on to the step 2. So we have to make the main loop. And what does that main loop do? Main loop does that if the left, whenever the left is less than or equals to right, right? So we have to check the weight limit. That if the left or right weight, let's say this is the weight in the first loop, I must say this is the first thing, that the left is pointing towards the 1 and the right is pointing towards the 3. So if I apply this thing, then the 1 plus 3, if I check this condition, then 1 plus 3 is equals to 4. But what is the limit? Limit you have been given is 3. So it is exceeding the limit. It is not equals to or less than the limit. So this condition is wrong in this case. Let's check the next condition. So if the left plus right, that's 1 plus 3 is equals to 4, and it is greater than the limit, because the limit we have is 3. So this condition is truly satisfied, and what do we have to do? We have to just initialize the one board. So we have to just check that, oh, the 4 weight it is becoming, then we have to just make a 1 board here. So the boards will be initialized to 1, and the right will be set to decrease of 1 index. So here what do we have to do? We just have to just let the left at the same index, and the right will be pointing towards the another index here, right? So here's the thing. So the board is set to 1. So I'm just working here how the algorithm is working, right? So now in this case you can easily see that the left is 1 and the right is 2. Then again we will check this thing, that if the left plus right is equals to or less than 3. Now you can see that the left is 1 and the right is 2. 1 plus 2 is equals to 3. So this condition is being satisfied. Now in this case we have to just initialize one board. Yeah, so 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, so for these two persons we have another board. So this is the 1. We will add just 1 into this board. Now next, Next, what you have to do is to just increment this left in the third iteration. I'm just incrementing here. So this is the third iteration, and in that iteration, this is the right is being decremented and the left is being incremented. Now you can see then the left and right are at the same index. So I'm just pulling out here. Now you can easily see. Now you can see that the left and right are equals, right? And if you just add them, then the 2 plus 2 becomes 4. Now the 2 plus 2, left is 2, the right is pointing towards 2, so the 2 plus 2 is 4, so this condition will be met, the second condition. So the second condition will be met, we have just incremented 1 into the boards. Now move back here, and now you can see that the right will be shifted towards the 0th index, right? And now in that case, when the next iteration will be moved, then you can see this while condition will become false because the left is now become greater than the right. The index of the left is greater than right. So this while condition will become false, and we will move towards the third step, that is to return the number of boards. Now we have calculated all the weights of all people, and now we have to just return the number of boards. So if I just calculate the number of boards so far made here, and the number of boards are total 3. So the final number of boards returned are 3. So this is how this algorithm is completely working. Let's move on to the coding part. Now here I have to just write the code and apply the algorithm. You have to follow me how I am applying this algorithm here. The first thing I told you is to initialize the left and the right. Now the first thing is the left, I will just move it to the 0th index. The right will be placed on the last, sorry, this is the people, the list name is people, and I will just place the right on the last index. The next thing is that we have to initialize the number of boards. So the number of boards is, I'm just writing this boards is set to 0, and we have to sort this list. So the list name is people, and I'm just using sort, this sort algorithm, and this sort method will just automatically sort the array. And now I have to apply this loop here. So while left is less than equals to the right. Now the first thing that we have to do here is that we have to check the weight limit. So if the left plus right is less than equals to the limit, so if the people's left plus people right is less than equals to the limit, so the limit, then what do we have to do? We have to just increase the boards plus equals to 1, right minus equals to 1, and left is equals to plus equals to 1. So this is how we have to do here. And again, if we have to check if the left plus right is greater than limit. So in that case, I'm just only applying else. Then what you have to do is to write minus equals to 1, and the boards will become plus equals to 1. And when this condition will become false, then what do you have to do? We have to just only return the boards. Sorry, write this. So this is how this whole algorithms looks like. So let's run this algorithm and let's see if it's working. Now I think this is accepted in all the cases. You can see in all the cases it is working really fine. So I hope you understand this Leetcode problem, and if you have any queries or any confusion, then you can definitely ask in the comment section. So thank you so much.